Okay, we are back to the wonderful world of Fiverr. Was rooting around and I came across some information and I was like, this is really interesting. Because I didn't do it in the last video, but just a quick overview. Why does what makes Fiverr such a great deal? And it's pretty simple. It's not risky. The whole Fiverr definition of you pay $5 for a gig, it doesn't work out. You're not upset. Your world's not turned upside down, and you haven't lost an apple or anything. Now the deal with Fiverr, and for those of us in the Hustler Mindset Project, the $5 gig is a gateway gig to bigger and better things. And you have to use your imagination because I was rooting around again in the site, and the thing is, there are some people who are very clever. Because the thing is, if you don't see the gig, that doesn't mean you can't do it. You can actually create something. Because what has me cracking up is, look at this right here. Facebook boyfriend. I got this because I saw on another YouTube channel someone was doing Facebook girlfriends. I was like, you gotta be kidding me. There are people don't really know how this works because my deal with Facebook, unless I am getting married, I'm not changing my relationship status because I did it before and it just causes all kinds of crazy stuff. So if you don't see engaged or married, and that's not happening on my Facebook page. But there are many people, but that's me. That's me. There's a lot of people who are into this stuff, and let's strip away judgment. Let's just look at, hey, it's a business, you have a service, and I'm going to kind of give you a tiered method, but like, let's take something as bizarre as this if you're willing to do it. And really, you don't even have to do it. You could create a fake Facebook profile, and it's real easy because I have one for my pen name, and I have a Twitter account, and I have a YouTube channel, and all that stuff. And it was very easy. So you could do this, and this is just not, it has to be part of a plan. Because, like I said, the tiered method. Say you're doing something like this, that's $5. Then you have something else you can amp up to. And like, check this out. This right here cracks me up. Because I looked through this. I'm not going to take you through all of that stuff. But there are people here who are, look at this. I will be your girlfriend in Facebook for $5. I will be your girlfriend on Facebook for 2 weeks. Check this out. I will be your Indian girlfriend on Facebook for 12 days. Take that, Raji. I will be the I mean, it's bizarre, but I don't get it, but it happens. It happens. It happens. And going back to, and this is another one. I actually thought that this was pretty cool. I will have Mario make a birthday video greeting for you. I'm not going to play the video and everything. You don't need to see that. But you do need to see this. 131 gigs. Now let's talk about this. I'll have to show you something. I'm going to tell you what he's doing here.
Greetings, it's me, Mario.
Okay.
Live from the...
That's enough of that. He's got the costume, which was an investment, but he's using green screen. And he's imposed that, and he's got the little mustache. He's created a character. And the thing is, 131, that's 500 and, wow, $45 minus, whatever PayPal takes. And just too funny. Now, okay, back to what we're talking about. If he has all this, he has a camera, he has a nice computer, there's other things he can do. He's getting, people love this. To me, it's crazy goofy, but here we go. He does video and animation. Now, obviously, he hasn't been able to scale this up. But the thing is, we want to be better than that. When selecting your gigs, you should have a plan. It's like whatever you're doing, and understand, if you go back to how I got my job at Really Crate, just because you don't have the experience does not mean that you can't do it. So don't even let that hold you back. But once I kind of clear up some stuff, because I've got so many things going up, I'm going to do some Fiverr gigs, and I'm going to actually, this is mine. I want to get that going by next week, but that may not be possible because I've got some other stuff I have to do. But once I free up, I'm going to do some gigs. I'm going to take you through the whole process. And there's a few that, I'm just going to try. it. But I'll be able to show you the front and the back end of that stuff. Look at this. We'll do a video pretending to have a crush on you. Okay, back to let's go to Fun and Bizarre. This is where I'm probably going to hang out because the stuff I want to do would be more on the prank level. Let's see what this guy, the thing is, one in Q. Okay, this is a good one. I really believe in doing case studies, and frequently you can learn a lot from what other people have done to actually build your own thing. He actually is holding his dog. He's got the black screen. He's got black on, but
Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out? Who let the dogs out?
okay, enough of that. Now, the reason I'm showing you this one is he's been able to scale this up. Whatever you do, think up, because he's level 2 and $5, $10, $10, 20. This is when you get the stuff. Now look at this. People are buying this stuff. Let's get out of there. I'm also showing you hot categories to actually give you some idea. Advertising, writing, online marketing, video animation, graphics design, advertising are all very hot. I would translate Chinese. Now I'm laughing, right? Because it doesn't really work for me, but how many people need this service? Bam, see? 89 people have collected on that. There are people that need that. So you can't limit yourself based on, I don't really think you have to really click on this stuff and find out. Because, I was like, who wants this? And he's been able to escalate. There are people that want that. And the thing is, we're going to talk about some other stuff. I've come across some information about Fiverr that I don't agree with, such as you don't need your own website. I totally disagree with that. In the beginning, I don't think you need your own website, but once you get customers and they like you and they spent money with you, then your goal would be to direct these people to your website. That would be the goal. I'm going to say the dreaded word, PayPal. Recently, PayPal has made some changes. And one of them is that if someone disputes you, they no longer hold your money. Now, I didn't really jump too deep into it because PayPal would not do that of their own volition. They would not. That was probably from the Justice Department or one of the many lawsuits. That's what made, because they're coming under banking regulation, and you just can't do certain things like that under banking regulation, which is good. Once again, I will say, my personal prejudice against PayPal because of all the bizarre and crazy stuff they've done. But this site works and since you do a gig and you get paid through PayPal, it should be less risky, but you never know. You always have to really be careful with that. Now check this out. Now let's see how many people have jumped on this. I will write a 500-word short story about you or your topic with a PDF script. Okay. Booyah! I will give you all rights to the story, $10. I record your story either 500, $20. Okay. Pretty. I'm just, once again, I'm shocked. All right, we're going to look at this because escalation. Escalation is very, very important in what we want to do. You don't want to be satisfied with like a $5 gig. You want to be able to escalate whatever you do. So let's listen to his pitch because this is pretty interesting.
They live forever in their dreams. Oh, hi. I'm Brooke Folk, short story author, a radio host, and a newspaper columnist, and I'll write exclusively for you a 4-minute short story for $5 here on Fiverr.com, and you just submit up to 4 character names, 2 city or town names, a time.
I saw everything I needed to see. He's a professional. He said newspaper columnists. Newspaper writers are different from other writers because they have to write under pressure. If their editor says, hey, I need a 500,000 word story and I need it by 5, and if it's 430, oh well, get your ass to work. He's cranking it out. Now, this is really interesting. Now let's talk about this. The IC escalation. Okay, we're going to look at this, give you all rights to the story. Now, this is how I would do this. And this right here is more money, more money, more money. You put up there that you're going to write a short story for someone, right? Okay. Then you say, hey, I'm going to give you international exposure. I'm going to create this short story and I'm going to put it on Kindle. And you can tell all your friends and family to buy it. And it'll only be 99 cents. But, since I have to put this under my Kindle account, I can't give you all the rights and everything. But, I'll just leave it at 99 cents. That way you can share it with whoever. And I'll send you files and blah, blah, blah. Now, I know you're going like, how does that help? Well, once again, what did I say? Tier, leverage, multiple streams of income. You take that story, right? You do that and you sell that gig to 100 people. Okay? 99-cent story. What you get from a 99-cent story from Kindle is 35 cents. What? But wait a minute. You already got paid for this $5. A professional writer probably can do a 500-word story in a matter of minutes. Seriously. It's taken me a long time to get up to be able, when I first started my blog, it took me literally 2 and 3 hours to do 500 words. I mean, seriously, just sitting there. But, I'm getting better and better. But You sell the story, you escalate. Say you escalate and you get $25 out the person, right? Then you put the book on Kindle and you keep it really cheap. Then they have 50 of their friends buy. That's 35 cents times 50 is $15. Okay, so from that one gig, you're at $40. You do that 100 times in a year. 100 times in a year. That's $4,000. Also, you create and enhance your Kindle brand because you're going to use your name in it. And when people go to your About Author page, they're going to see all of that stuff you did. And they're like, wow. And then people may like, hey, I saw you did that story about so-and-so. Well, could you do this for me? Could you do that for me? And bam. So this is what I'm talking about. Hustler mindset action. Escalate. How can I make it better? How can I build it up? How can I get more money, more money, more money? But I really like what he's doing. And I mean, seriously, you see it. I mean, you really have to think about this. 2 years ago, this site didn't exist. This concept didn't exist. But if you do this gig, and, let's speak escalation once again. You're doing this gig, and say you have 4 more gigs, right? That do equally well. Okay, 4,000 from this one, 8, 16 grand. And we're not talking about stuff that's going to take you 60, 70, 80 hours a week. Stuff you can do in your spare time and stuff you can do in addition to your job or other businesses. So that's 16 grand. I mean, I'm telling you, I can't wait to get into this stuff. It's just I got to clear off my plate before I actually add something else on it. Love what he was doing. Now let's look around. Now, I'm looking at this, right? And I'm trying to train you to do stuff because frequently I'm looking at this and I'm like, that's really nothing. But I've trained myself to click the button. Okay. Maybe because he's leveled. Let's discount. Keep looking. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 gigs. That one's not doing so well. It may jump up the closer we get to November. Don't know. Oh, this is something else I was thinking about. I would write a central hall for you. Nah, I didn't really think that was going to do too well. But I will type on the old-fashioned typewriter. Nope. This is another part about being successful. Learning not to be overly disappointed with, just going down rabbit holes. It's like, this right here is going to be big. Not right now, but it's going to be big. I can tell you that right now. People are going to want letters written for Santa. And if you are hot, wait a minute. Oh, she's back again. She has a lot of gigs. She escalate. Whoa. Okay, let's see. This gig, 10 months. Let's look at this. 10 months that this has been up. Understand she has several gigs. Since there are so many escalations, I'm going to say that people are probably spending an average of $25 on this gig. Let me pull out my calculator because, my brain's a little toasted. Normally I can add pretty fast, but let's be positive on this. 25 times 753, 18 grand. Let's do this. Let's divide it. Let's cut it in half and say 9,000. That's 18 grand if they're spending 20. Look, she's got all this stuff. She could be making more than that. But I want you to look at something else. Let's go down. See something else that she does to other people? Thank you. There's a lot of people that don't do that. I've noticed that on Fiverr. It's kind of like on YouTube. When I can, and sometimes I go back and do it later, but I try to respond to most comments. Now this is the juice. Now I wasn't looking for her. I'm just like in there, but this is actually how I found her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now this right here is questionable. If you're a partner, you can't do this. Don't know what her YouTube channel is, but yeah, you can't really sell your YouTube channel. But moving on. All kinds of stuff. There's all kinds of stuff that's going on here. Now, back to the brainstorming. Take a moment to really talk about that. You are not limited by anything except your own imagination. because I've gone through the site, and like I said, I want you to go through it again, because each time you go through it again, you're going to see something you missed. I know you're like, yeah, I went through that. It's been 2 hours. It's been 3 hours. Guaranteed, you're going to go through there. You're going to see something that you did not see before. And also, listen to the videos in the Hustler Mindset. Listen to them again and again, because you're going to hear things that you missed the first time. And I'm going to tell you why. The way that our brains work is, if we receive any interruption, I don't care if it's for a second or two, we'll miss and we may be reading it, but our brain will not process it correctly. So you can read something 5 times, and each time you read it, you're going to pick up something different. So listen to the videos and go over the stuff again and again. Now, like I said, the graphics, it's a very popular category. Social marketing, it's going to be pretty robust. But those are kind of like some ideals for you to start. Like I said, you got to keep pushing. And like I said, you got to get some stuff out there. I want to share something with you that, let's see, let me go to Google real quick. Okay. He's a famous science fictioner. No. I'm kind of adopting some of his rules for things in the hustler mindset. Rule number 1, you must write. Now, this is for writers, but I'm going to break it down for you. Okay, rule number 1, you must do something. Okay, you must start something. You must actually do something. Do you realize that a high percentage of people who buy books start them and don't finish them? I mean, it's very high, like 70%. It's ridiculously high. Okay, so you're going to actually start something. Come up with a plan, start it. Rule number 2, you're going to finish what you start. Even if you know that it's going down in flames, you see the flames looking at your fingertips, you're going to push through and you're going to finish. The reason is very, very important. Exceptionally important. Because when you finish what you start, you develop a very good habit of starting and finishing things. And just because whatever you may be working on right now is not working out well, the next thing could, and the next thing after, because you'll develop a very nasty habit by starting stuff and not finishing it. And that's the habit of a loser. You program yourself to get all excited, very happy, and just ready to run into it. And as soon as you hit a road bump, a pebble, a moment of difficulty, you stop and you fold like a cheap sack of laundry. Not very good habits to have. Okay, you must refrain from rewriting except the editorial order. I don't do this with my writing yet. I'm working on it because I still think I have so much room to grow. But for the hustler mindset, you must refrain from overthinking and changing up what you're going to do. Come up with an idea, come up with a concept, try it out. Remember, we just went through Fiverr and there was some stuff I'm like, I don't know. Get in there. The dude with the beard who's writing, seriously, he's making change. He's making good coin. And that's the thing is, you kind of have to like, yeah, I may think it's kind of funky, but you still must part the curtain and look behind. You must do your due diligence. Rule number 4, you must put your story on the market. That's kind of, what I was saying. You must start with your fan. Go forward. Put it out there. Keep putting it out there. And that comes with rule 5. You must keep it out there until you sell it. And this right here has saved my life. Start working on something else. This is what kills us. Like, okay, say you're doing the Fiverr thing, right? And you're putting all your energy and time into it. And it's like, you get a little burned out, because your hopes keep raising. But if you're like, okay, I'm going to do the Fiverr thing, and essentially for Fiverr, it's like, once you get 1 gig up, think of another gig. Once you get that gig up, think of another gig. Once you get that gig up, think of another gig. Because I'm going to tell you something. This is how my mind works. I come to your Fiverr page, and I see you've got some, moderately good feedback. And then I'm like, whoa, he's got 30 gigs. This person's working. I'm telling you, it's going to help you. It's definitely going to help you. But this right here is, it really helped me with the writing thing, because when you write a book and you invest so much energy into it, if you don't move forward with something else, it could destroy you. There's a lot of writers who wrote a book or something, poem, it didn't sell, not too many people read it, and they literally ended their career because they could not deal with the disappointment of not being published or read or accepted. But if they had moved on, totally different outcome. But what, I look at a lot of different things and I intermesh information I get from one source to another, because Robert Heinlein, science fiction writer, a lot of people look at those rules as strictly for writing. I look at them as great motivation for a lot of different things, beyond writing. But back to Fiverr. Let's see. You're going to need special skills for this stuff. Like, some of you may have them. Now, I will say something like this. Stay the hell away from it. Because okay. 2 years ago, get traffic. He's still selling. Only 5 negative reviews out of 3. That's nothing. That's not even the full percentage point. Well, 1 day ago, scam. I don't know. I'm seeing. I don't really know how that's working, but let's come out of here. To get that kind of views for $5, you must have like 18,000 slaves on a farm in another country somewhere. But that type of stuff is usually not true. Don't do anything like that. Don't fall for anything like that. Now this is slick. There's this site called you have to pay for it, and not too many people are going for it. And I think because the site that has these animations is free, you can make your own.
I will convert your plain art.
Yeah, you can make it for free. So I think that's probably why that's not doing well. Let's look at some other stuff. And so, like I said, something to stay away from. If you speak a foreign language, look at this. It's not really selling anything. A few. But we all must start somewhere. Let's come out of there. Let's go to no, let's see. Let's go to pranks. Like I said, this is going to be my thing. I did him last time. I love this guy. He does the Christopher Walken. How many people are going for the creepy clown? Not too many. I don't know. He's maybe too creepy for his own business interest. I don't know about you, but he kind of scares me. Like, yeah, that's he may do well for Halloween. How many people are going for this? Damn. Guess you can't be too creepy. I mean, just, give you some ideas. Let's come out of that. I swear I am really. Wait a minute. We're let's see. 3 months ago, he put this up 3 months ago, right? It's 81 people have collected on that. Probably most people are going to spring for the 8. I mean, if you're going to do this, you probably spring the $15 for the HD. Bring out the calculator again, but because I tend to estimate stuff. Let's see, 15 times 81. No, that can't be right. That can't be right. Hold on. $1,200, about $300 a month. 400, about $400 a month. Acting the fool. I will give this. Let's see how good it is.
What's up, Fiverr.com? Coming at you live with a brand new break-up service. Ghetto style, ghetto fabulous for you for just $5, okay? You got a girlfriend or boyfriend that you want to break up with, or husband or wife. I don't care. Just give me their name and give me your name, and I will deliver the break-up message for $5. You know what I'm saying? This gig is for those folks who's too shy to tell the truth. So I'll tell the truth for you. Just buy your boy a piece of chicken, you know what I'm saying, by hitting that order now button, and I'll get your breakup message to you ASAP. Check the delivery deadline, because they do change, but stay swagged up, because that's what it do. If you have any questions before you order, ask me. 100% satisfaction guarantee your money back.
Okay, I might give $5 just for that because it was worth it. Oh my! Oh that right. That was funny. I may have to get back to that. I'm going definitely for the prank thing, but let's talk about. We're having fun in here. I'm sorry. This is fun. All right. Hold on. Now, there's so many ways that you can do this. Now, what we're going to talk about next time is actual marketing, because there's many people it's like, hey, just put it on Fiverr to market itself. And that's cool, but if you can add a little bit more gas to the fire by doing a little marketing, and this is going to be hard for some of you, like saying, hey, I'm on Fiverr, and putting it on your Facebook account and putting it on Twitter and letting people know about it. Whatever it is, that's going to be a challenge for a lot of people. It's going to be a significant challenge because people don't like to come across as salespeople. They want to be like, hey, I put that out there, and if you like it, it's cool. If you don't, it's cool. And really, is that a way to go through life? I mean, seriously, is that a way to go through life? I mean, I really want you to think about that. To me, it's not. Just to me. But we're going to talk about, building your website, and I'll probably do like building a website with WordPress, or host your own site. Everyone goes with the free sites. Hosting is dirt cheap right now. I mean, $60, $70 for the year. $14 for your domain name. You can get your own site. In most places, you can host as many sites as you want to. And unless you just become very fortunate and get like hundreds and hundreds of thousands of hits on your website per day, you can host as many domains as you want. And we're gonna get into all of that stuff, because look, at the end I'll talk about that. But we're gonna get into that stuff. But in terms of Fiverr, one of the things I want to teach you is how to market yourself. Because going back to my original thought within our society, it's like, hey, you shouldn't sell. You should just put it out there. I mean, how would your car work if you just kind of put your key in there? No, you put your key in there with a deliberate amount of force. You turn the ignition. You put your car in gear. You back up if you have to. You put it in drive and go forward. All of these are deliberate actions to go forward. I don't know where this notion came from of, I'm not really going to put myself out there. To me, it just speaks to a high level of cowardice, because what you're going to learn here is to get what you want, you must know what you want and be able to ask for what you want. That's very, very pivotal in being successful. It's extremely pivotal. And just with this Fiverr thing, and this is just kind of one thing, this is just one thing that we're going to do. But over this next year, there's going to be tons and tons of ways to market yourself, make sales, and make money. And the reason I leapfrog Fiverr over other stuff that I wanted to bring up is, as you've seen, if you just original and you put yourself out there, $200 to $300 a month, it's not unreal. It's not some pipe dream. And for some people, that's not really exciting. But for me, it's very exciting, because I'm going to tell you why. Many years of my life, I've worked part-time jobs. There was one point in my life I had 3 jobs: a full-time, a part-time, and per diem. Per diem is when they called you and you may do 2 or 3 hours. I remember getting in my car. I remember spending money for gas and giving up 8 to 9.5 hours of my life to, in a 2-week period, get a check for $135. Meaning I gave up about 40 hours of my life for $138. You can sit at home and make $200, probably, I'm just going to estimate, because, until we really get into it or you start working on it, 5 hours, 10 hours, make $200. Let's bring it down. Say you make let's $95. Let's put it in $95. You make $95, 5 hours work. It's damn near $20 an hour. You haven't left your house, and you're using stuff you already have: your computer and your internet connection, which you're using to, post up pictures of Boo Boo the Kitty on Facebook. It's thrilling, because just like I went from an uneducated person, and that's what it was. I'm not radically different in terms of my personality or intellect from where I was 15, 20 years ago. What's different is I learned you really have to step your game up. You really have to get out there and work to make things happen. They're just not going to come to you. Let's put it this way. If I had someone like me, and understand, Earl Nightingale, lead the field, great, love it, recommend it. But if I had someone like me in this age, and we really have to compare apples to apples and oranges to oranges. Right now, excuse me. Right now, we live in one of the most opportunity-rich periods of time from reading history and stuff. I'm serious. Like with Fiverr, just 2 things: Fiverr and Kindle. And that's just like the surface. I mean, even if you can't write, and I should say that, I'll get into that in the Kindle course. It doesn't matter if you can't write. You can find someone to write it for you. I'm going to tell you something. Most writers don't make a lot of money. They don't. And I'm talking about people who are really, really good. You can put up an ad on Craigslist saying, hey, I need you to write X amount of articles for me for $10 or $15. Get someone to write it. Then you go ahead and you sell that information 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100 times. I'm serious. I'm in 4 writing groups, and some of the stuff right here, they're not business people. They're not business people, so whatever you're willing to give a lot of them, they'll take, because they need the money. But that's kind of it for now. Next week's going to be much more detailed, and there's going to be, like I said, more of an action plan, because this week has been like crazy. Finished up 2 books, got all this other stuff going. And like I said, this week I'm going to have one more big project off my plate, and then I can devote more time here, because ultimately my goal would be to do 3 videos a week here, because Monday, that's going to be how to expand your mentality. That's the most important thing I feel that I can do for you. You have to be able to expand your mentality, because you can have the best training in the world, you can have the greatest knowledge in the world, but if your mentality is like the size of a pea, that's only as big as you're going to grow. I've been there. And I should say, once I expanded my mentality, opened myself up to pain. Yeah, pain. Because when you open up yourself to pain, you also open yourself up to joy. And it's a wonderful, wonderful thing. But you have to expand the mentality. But, first day mentality, second day, Monday and Tuesdays are locked, and, Wednesday's the activity day, which you can do on your own. But I want to add another video in there, or possibly a podcast. I'm looking into that. And also, I'll put this in the email, but what we're going to do is more of like a online conference call. I figure that's going to be better than the webinar, because trying to have webinars where people can raise their hands. Conference call is much easier to manage, and you don't have as many distractions. But that's the deal. Okay, well, that's this session, and bam, you've got more information. So last week it was to figure out, look at the site, figure out what you can do. This week, look at the site again, go over stuff again, and look at what other people have done. And one, do what I did, figure out a way to make what they're doing better, and also realize that you're going to need a website, and you're going to need to learn how to market yourself. So this week is, had to get a little water there. Sorry. This week today's Tuesday. It is my expectation that everybody has at least 1 gig up on Fiverr by Sunday. I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's like pretending to walk the dog. And this right here may be a service. You can put on Fiverr, hey, you're lonely. You need someone to give you a call for $5. I'll call you every morning at 7:30 and say, good morning, sugar. I mean, seriously, that stuff is selling. I mean, use your imagination. Go swing for the fences with this one. I'm telling you, it is just amazing, the opportunities that are here. And seriously, the one person, obviously she's definitely smarter than the average bear, but she's making a full-time living. This, the orange girl, she's making a full-time living. One more before we go. Let's see, when did she start this gig? 1 year ago. Okay, I'm going to look at this. And then why I'm looking at this. Because
Hey, baby, won't you look my way?
okay. 314 people. She's probably made $3,000 to $4,000 off of this in a year part-time, which is $400 a month. Well, about $2-something to $3-something a month. Your imagination, that's the only limit you have. All right, so the deal is, get your gigs up on Fiverr by Sunday. Today's Tuesday, so you got a long time to do it. I don't care what it is. Go through the system, sign up, do all that stuff, and start putting gigs up. All right, this is Glendon, and I will see you in the next video.